Feels like the calm before the storm at the oceanfront. College Beach weekend is coming up, the last weekend of April.
Businesses are bracing themselves. Robert Boyd is live at the oceanfront tonight. Robert, some are excited about it, others are dreading it.
Yeah, they're expecting about 40,000 students to walk right down Atlantic Avenue, where I'm walking right now, past all of these businesses. So earlier today, I went in and spoke to a couple people who work at restaurants and stores about College Beach weekend, and I got all these looks like, oh boy, here we go again.
Sweet onions, peppers.
With almost an entire menu under $10, the 18th Street Grill is the perfect place for college kids to eat. Wes Dew says that's what worries him.
Because these kids come down there and they lose their mind. You have people running behind the counter or all over, your restaurant.
It's these exact shenanigans that have some businesses deciding to close early or not even open up at all.
I wouldn't go to your town and do that, so why do you come to the oceanfront? And it kind of feels like you're just being taken advantage of a little bit.
Ocean's 14 waiter John Nugent says for many servers, this is the most challenging weekend of the year.
Last year, I think I had about 3 groups of people run out on considerable tabs too, like somewhere between like $30 to $60 they've run out on.
Last year, 4 people were shot and another one was stabbed during College Beach weekend. This restaurant says they are lucky to even make a profit because the students mainly scare away the vacationing families and locals that they depend on.
It just kind of gives Virginia Beach a bad image. So people try not to be a part of that narrative by staying inside, staying away from the beachfront. But
Hugo Fonseca of OMG Everything says he's been waiting for College Beach weekend all winter.
At the end of the day, there are 40,000 people coming to Virginia Beach, right? I mean, the past few weeks have been kind of cold, so business is not as good as could have been.
Fonseca sells everything from vapes to smoothies.
Flavors, they're all organic.
He'll accept 18, 19, and 20-year-olds with open arms.
They still come down here with money to spend, and we think that for us, for our kind of business, that'll be a good thing.
Then there is Justin Lacone of Diamond Resorts, who sells pricey excursions to vacationing families.
I'm going to have to look really hard through the crowd just to find those perfect families.
Lacone is afraid this may go down as a lost weekend when it comes to selling things like golf outings and cruises.
It could definitely hurt business because a lot of people don't want to be out here with a bunch of younger kids, like the younger crowd. They don't want to be out here dealing with that.
Now, the city of Virginia Beach and their police department have been holding these forums with residents and business owners, preparing them for College Beach weekend. And they've been handing out these little pamphlets, pretty much saying we're on it. And what that means is a big increase in police patrols throughout the weekend, not just in the evening and late night hours, but also during the daytime. A lot more police officers out in the streets, making sure they do all they can to keep everyone safe. Live in Virginia Beach, Robert Boyd, 13 News Now.
We are learning more about a shocking drug investigation involving the College of William and Mary. Yesterday, we told you police arrested 10 people for selling drugs either on or near the campus. 8 are college students. 1 is a visiting assistant biology professor. Another works for the college's dining services. Police say the investigation started after they got information about unreported sexual assaults because of an increase in drug activity on and around the campus. One student says he recognized one of the suspects.
I wasn't friends with him or anything, but I knew him. He was on the football team. He was always kind of well liked. But I wasn't really surprised when I saw his face on there.
According to court documents, each suspect sold drugs to a confidential informant or undercover police officer. Police say this is only phase 1 of the investigation and other people could be arrested. A little girl's walk to her bus stop turned dangerous this morning in Hampton. Tonight, Tyler Ruck is in jail, accused of trying to abduct a 10-year-old on Grandview Street. Police say Ruck approached the girl, held her hand, and kissed her forehead and tried to get her to leave with him. Fortunately, a Hampton school employee was passing by, stopped Ruck, and brought the girl to school. Ruck is charged with attempted abduction as well as assault and battery. Police say Ruck is not suspected of committing other crimes of this nature.
Virginia Beach Mayor Will Sessoms announced his resignation today, sudden and unexpected. After decades of public service, 10 years as mayor, Sessoms said He's looking to re-enter the private sector. Sessoms told us he got the idea about 3 weeks ago before his State of the City address, and he's doing it for his family. The mayor also revealed he's had some opportunities presented to him, and he's going to take some time to think about them. We ask if any of those offers involve Town Bank, where Sessoms worked before stepping down following a conflict of interest issue.
I would be honored to go back to work for Town Bank. I have reached out to them, but I can assure you that there's no formal agreement of any type. And in addition, I do have other opportunities.
Sessoms will step down April 30th. Vice Mayor Lewis Jones will take over as interim mayor until City Council chooses a council member to lead the city until November. That's when a special election will be held to pick someone to finish out Sessoms' term. Today was veto day at the state capitol. Lawmakers returned to talk about some big-ticket items, including sanctuary cities. Reporter Heather Sullivan tells us Medicaid expansion was not on the agenda, but it was still a hot topic outside of the Capitol.
Would sanctuary cities increase crime or prevent it? That's the debate over a bill to prevent localities from not reporting undocumented immigrants when they're arrested for crimes. The governor vetoed it.
The governor said that this legislation could have negative impacts on public safety. Well, you know what actually has a negative impact on public safety? Not enforcing the law.
A recent University of Illinois study found that 45% of immigrants, documented and undocumented, were less likely to report a crime as a result of increased involvement of local police in immigration enforcement.
Delegate Klein says petitions are circulating to make Charlottesville, Roanoke, and Harrisonburg sanctuary cities, but Republicans didn't have the votes to override it. Another hot debate. Governor Northam added some taxes to the $150 million Metro funding bill, which the House passed without raising taxes.
I've been very supportive of Delegate Hugo's push to make sure we get around the $150 million, so that's the state share, but that'd be done without a tax increase. And there'd be some pretty key reforms.
Meantime, supporters for Medicaid expansion rallied again outside the Capitol, hoping the Senate will adopt the House budget with Medicaid expansion.
I care for my father, so you know it's really, really hard. It's difficult. Not just seeing him being just so helpless, and then not being able to get all the services that you need within your home. And that's why I'm so dedicated to this.
But most Senate Republicans are still opposed.
It exposes us tremendously financially, which could lead to a number of problems in the future. Medicaid is our fastest growing expenditure, even without expansion.
Now, the Senate will start considering the budget that the House passed yesterday with Medicaid expansion. The date for their return hasn't been set.
A special honor today for a state trooper killed in the line of duty. The helicopter pad at the state police headquarters in Chesterfield is now aimed in honor of trooper pilot Burke Bates. Bates was killed in a helicopter crash back in August. They were responding to the white nationalist rally in Charlottesville. Bates' widow and children attended the event.
I can't tell you how honored and humbled Burke would be having this helipad named in his honor, but in the same respect, he would tell you he didn't deserve it because he was doing his job. A job he loved and a job he was born to do.
Back in February, state police renamed their hangar at the Chesterfield airport in honor of the other trooper killed in that crash, Lieutenant Jay Cullen. Tonight, federal investigators say they will order inspections on engine fan blades similar to the one involved in a deadly engine failure on a Southwest flight. The explosion shattered a plane window mid-flight, killing a woman. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez has more on the investigation.
Investigators now analyzing the mangled pieces of Southwest Airlines Flight 1380's engine.
Yes, sir, we're single engine descending, have a fire.
Ripped apart at 30,000 feet, the plane depressurizing. Passenger Jennifer Reardon sucked part way out of this blown out window.
Had the window go out, and a lady go out the window, and we couldn't pull her in. The guy helped, and we got her pulled in, and they tried to resuscitate her.
The mother of two dying of blunt force trauma. The pilots, including Captain Tammy Jo Schultz, who was one of the first female Navy fighter pilots, making an incredible emergency landing in Philadelphia. Schultz then going back, hugging passengers.
She's phenomenal. She's amazing.
This the second engine failure like this with a Southwest Boeing 737 in 2 years. A source telling ABC News it happened with similar engines with seemingly similar failures. A fan blade breaking at about the same spot, sending shrapnel spewing forward.
We are very concerned about this particular event. Engine failures like this should not occur, obviously. If we feel that this is a deeper issue, we have the capability to issue urgent safety recommendations.
And Southwest has now ordered enhanced, accelerated inspection of its fleet. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.